What's up, dickheads? Back in the garage again. I was gonna kind of bring my camera today and do a bunch of vlog stuff while I got my car retuned and stuff like that, but it didn't happen. So I have my camera with me right now and I'm gonna do some gun cleaning today and talk to you about some stuff while I clean my guns. Is that kind of erotic? Probably. I'm gonna clean my gun. Oh yeah, Dom, Bear, Cole, I'm gonna clean some guns. I'm only gonna clean 2 of my guns today because that's the last 2 guns that I shot were 2 of them. I'm gonna shoot my Smith & Wesson 629, which is my favorite pistol. Well, gosh darn it, my camera died, but I got the charger, and now I can fucking finish this video so goddamn hard. Alright, so like I said, basically I'm gonna just be cleaning my guns and shit and talking about them. I got my American towel here. A lot of people ask if it's an actual American flag. I'm like, no, I wouldn't actually clean guns on an American flag, but this is my favorite pistol right here. Is my Smith & Wesson 629 and 44 Magnum. It's like the bringing back of Dirty Harry's 29, Smith & Wesson 29, which was also a 44 Magnum. Both shoot 44 Magnum. As you can see, it's pretty gnarly dirty because I shot it a lot. I shot a lot of specials and a lot of Magnums. I'd say probably 200 rounds went through this thing, so it's dirty. Dirty bitch. Semi-auto. So like originally what I was gonna do today was I was going to make a vlog on my way to get my car retuned, but I left my camera at home and I left my GoPro at home and my cell phone died, so it just didn't work. So that's why I did not make a vlog today in the car while I got it retuned. Oh, in case you're wondering, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know what my car dynoed at, but it dynoed at 480 horsepower and 442 foot-pounds of torque, which is good. It's not only is it 10 more horsepower, or it's like 12 more horsepower than my previous tune, and it's also like 20 more foot-pounds of torque than my previous tune, but it kind of fixed my drivability issues, which is the reason why I got it retuned in the first place. So that's woo. Also, this is a shameless plug to go check out Browning Tuning. I put the link to his website in the description. You check it out. Dude, he did a baller job. He's located out in Moultrie. I think it's pronounced Moultrie, Georgia. That's where he's located out of. So go check out his shit. He's got a really good job. I could just clean it the normal way, but I'm not normal. Also, the Magna is right here. I know you guys saw it on The Walking Dead, but it's right here. Like, I still have it. I'm gonna be taking the next couple of months to kind of rebuild it and paint the frame, and I'm gonna have someone professionally chop and do a hardtail on it, so that it's gonna be out of commission for just a little while, but I wanna make sure I get the bike done right, and I don't want to like fuck it up. I basically don't wanna fuck it up. That's where I'm going with that. So basically what this is, it's a grinding wheel, but it's got a polisher on it that I just do this with. Like, turn it on, just do this with it. Let it de-spin. It's taken off most of the really heavy stuff. Look at that. I believe I can get the rest with just some sort of oil. If I post this video late, it's because I'm recording it late. Basically, I mean, yeah, it's not because I'm recording it late. It's like I think it's like 11 o'clock right now, so I'm hoping to have the video up before midnight. But so for those of you who are not in America, it will either post really late or really early for you. Also, I'm using some of this LPS2. This stuff is not only great, but it smells awesome. It's a great lubricant and polisher and lubricant, so it's good for cleaning guns, or if you want to jerk off, like whatever the fucking occasion is. It's great. I'm telling you, dude, this is kind of erotic. And like, as you guys can see, it's already taken off a lot of the extra stuff that was on there from the turny wheel thing. A little bit more of this polishing, and it will be good to go. I spray a little bit of that good stuff right there on the, and then hit it with the cylinder. You can see how good those bearings are, because it's still just spinning. Which really isn't the best thing for a revolver, but it's one of the best ways that you can get these motherfuckers clean. It's all bright and shiny. Well, that's like half of your work done for you. And it's lubed. And this is just cleaning, like making it look nice and good. You know, obviously you're gonna wanna go in depth, which I will do in a second. You're not supposed to point the barrel at cameras. It's like one of the most important things to do with movies and stuff. You're not supposed to point barrels at cameras. And people are gonna tell you not to cowboy the revolver shut, you know, where you go oop like that, because it can cause damage to the frame and it can create a lot of nasty incidences. What, you know, they're not wrong, but here's the thing, like that rumor I don't want to call it a rumor because it's like a true thing, but that was an issue a lot more when guns weren't made out of the same like high quality materials as that they're made today. So your risks are much lower from doing that. It depends on how cool you want to feel, really, I guess, when it comes down to it. Like, I've been doing it now to this revolver frequently for about 5 years, and I hadn't had any issue. Nothing's broken yet, and if I do break it, I'll accept that and fix it or buy another one. But, you know, like, I think I picked this revolver up for like 500 bucks. Like, well, it's a great pistol, don't get me wrong, but, you know, it's no fucking Colt Python or nothing like that, where it's gonna cost me a fortune to fix. It's a fucking Smith & Wesson. They're easy to fix and they're reliable, and that's why I like it. I feel like as an American, nothing goes better with Christmas than guns. Also, if you want to listen to some sweet sound clips and see sweet pictures of the Camaro, go check out the Instagram if you don't follow me on Instagram. It's at Do It With Dickhead. I guarantee you now, this will be the time where people send a billion comments saying that they know people who've had their revolvers break and this, that, and the other, and how it snaps shut and that it's an issue, and how I'm an idiot for telling people otherwise. And I'm not saying that they're wrong. I'm not. I'm just saying that it's not as big of an issue as people make out to be. At least not with this particular model or this particular firearm. This particular firearm has lasted me a lot. It's been through a lot of shots. A lot of shots. And a lot of slamming of the cylinder. Closes just fine. Functions fine. I've never had a single issue with it. Cylinder face looks great, and so does the internals. They also look fine, and they work fine. No issues. Like I said, this gun has been through a lot, and they've made these guns with a lot better materials since back in the day. So you don't have to worry about it as much, is all I'm trying to say. It's not like it's, if you slam your revolver once, it's gonna break. That's all I'm trying to say. Go ahead and stop typing. It's not a big deal. Hope you guys are having a good holiday so far. I actually just finished up my semester. I just finished up my semester over there at I go to the College of Coastal Georgia. Really good grades actually for the first time in a long time, and I like to think it's because this semester is the only and first semester that I've ever had where I haven't had a full-time job. Because, you know, I do YouTube for a living. I get to shoot guns and ride motorcycles every day of my life because of my life. Making sure that, you know, it's not clogged with nothing like that. I usually run soft brushes on my 44 because it doesn't get out very much. And then she's pretty much done. Polished, cleaned up. Everything's lubricated nice and smoothly. Those bearings are still nice and clean. Look at that. That's pretty good. Good to go. But yeah, like I was saying, I think this is the first semester that I've had this good of grades. I haven't had this good of grades in a long time, actually. I don't think ever. Except for that one semester where I pretty much had this one, I had like 5 copies of the same class, all by the same teacher, and they all taught pretty much the same thing, and I got a 4.0 that semester. So that was really fucking helpful. It's actually classified as a pistol, believe it or not, here. This is not a buttstock, this is a brace. It's the Shockwave brace. I don't know if it's like a Shockwave 2, but it is the Shockwave AR pistol brace. I'm running a Vortex Strike-Fire 2 red dot and a Magpul AFG for the front right there. I also have some ARMS backup sights. It's really a great gun, honestly. And I also have some generic sling. We also got some generic sling. I don't know the brand of this. No, I'm not going to shoulder it because people are going to get butthurt on the internet about it because America. If you've ever cleaned an AR platform, you know how easy it is to clean. This is the Sweeper 15 by Civilian Force Arms. I'm actually going to be making a video about this gun specifically, like a review for them. Friday, hopefully. Get to work cleaning this. It's pretty basic. So to start, you just pop out these pins, these rivets. I'm not trying to teach people how to clean guns either because I'm certainly I'm going to be missing some things. But basically, how AR-15 cleans, you just pop out these little bolts right here, these pins, and it just folds out like that. And then you can remove the front one too, and the whole upper will separate. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go that crazy today and do it. Just pull that bolt back. Now the gun's in 2 separate parts. It's your lower, and we're just gonna set that to the side. Because we don't really clean the lowers. I mean, you need to lubricate them because that's where your springs and shit are for your triggers, and kind of make them look a little bit prettier, but... And that's your bolt. Right there, just that simple, comes out like that. I'm actually gonna need to replace this bolt. It doesn't fit the gun very well. It still works, but it's not It's not the best. So you know, different bolts react different for different guns, I guess. And it's just not meshing well with this firearm. There's not really any major issues, it's just, I can tell that it's not functioning as good as it can be, so I'm going to change that out for my Hagos 15 before I go shooting on Friday. What I usually like to do is I like to wipe down the bolt first before I start cleaning it. I don't know what percentage of you guys go to school. I hope you guys actually like pay attention in class and shit. I know I see a lot of messages every day that say something along the lines of, I had a big exam to study for, but I'm watching your videos instead. Like, please don't do that. My videos will be here when you get back. You should really study for your exams. Please don't put my videos ahead of your fucking schools. I know that sometimes I put my videos ahead of school because, you know, I need to get a video out and shit, but like, don't do that. I put this gun together myself, that's why it's not like as good as it could be, I guess. Don't build a gun with Dan. So make sure you guys pay attention to your fucking school. Like, don't fucking watch my videos instead of studying. Like, you can get good grades and then watch my videos. I would rather you guys did that, guys. School's cool. Right now, I have not needed my college for my job, which I guess is, you know, something to be said about college. But it's good to have a fallback plan. You know, you can't always plan on you randomly making it a decent YouTube channel. You know, I feel like this whole thing got kind of lucky overnightly, kind of blew up. This video I'm going to be kind of informal about what I talk about, not like my vlogs where I'm always talking about something very important like the word dick. Dude, that LPS2 is freaking a godsend, I'm telling you. And I know a lot of people rag on America for like, we like guns, and you know, we have a lot of gun violence right now. Compared to you guys, I guess, anyway. How am I going to say this without offending a bunch of people? Per capita of guns, we don't have a lot of gun violence. Like, per gun in the US, we don't have a lot of gun violence. Per gun owner, we don't have a lot of gun violence. Populace related, like if we were to compare our population versus other people's population, you know, there's statistics for like this, that, and the other about gun violence and guns and stuff like that. And, well, I know it raises a lot of controversy between, you know, should guns be legal and, you know, why does America have guns if it creates all this violence? And basically it's because while gun violence doesn't strive in other people's countries, and you know, like, while you may think that no guns work for you in your country, it's not going to work in America. And I'll get into that at a bit different date when I have more time to collect my thoughts. It's something that I really want to put a lot of time into so I can very clearly speak my points without being driven by passion, because it's something I'm passionate about, you know? I like guns a lot. I do. Guns have always been a big passion of mine. But let me just say this about guns, is that there's about 350 million citizens. As of 2012, I believe it's 315. So it's probably about 350 million people in the U.S. And there's about 350 million guns in the U.S. That's legally owned. That's registered. That's not including the illegal ones. But do you know what percentage of firearms were used in America for violent crimes? It was 0.007%. Not even 1%. Not even a percent of a percent. But a percent of a percent of a percent. And it's kind of ridiculous to drive my point home like that, but I want you to think about that. So that means 99.993% of all guns in the U.S. were used safe and responsibly. It just baffles me, you know, to think about that as a problem. Like, gun violence sucks. People dying sucks. Dude, don't get me wrong. But can we just get real and say that guns aren't the problem? People are passionate. When people get hurt, you want to react naturally and take away the thing that you felt created the problem, but guns aren't the problem. We're something where there's 0.003% of an issue. It's not an issue. I'm sorry, it's not an issue. And I'm sure I'm gonna get the comments as usual. It's like, Dan, guns are bad. There's no gun crime in Australia. And fucking Australians, they cut out all the guns. There's never any gun crime in Australia because we cut out all the guns. Yes, there is, and no, you didn't. I could sit here and back up my facts all day long, and I'm gonna, in the comments, I guarantee you I'm gonna have a couple of comments where people are talking shit about guns and how Australia hasn't had any gun violence, which it has, and how they cut out all the guns, which they haven't. I just want you guys to do some research on gun violence in America.